Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Umwezi, there lived a young girl named Amara. By day, she was the perfect daughter, known throughout the village for her kindness, humility, and beauty. The elders of the town praised her, saying she was the kind of girl every mother dreamed of. Amara would wake up early in the morning, helping her mother with chores, fetch water from the stream, and always made time to take care of her younger siblings. Her father, Mr. Umoke, was a respected elder in the village, and he took pride in Amara's good behavior. Everyone thought she was destined for greatness, perhaps to marry a wealthy man or become a great leader. But there was something the villagers didn't know about Amara, a secret she kept hidden from everyone, including her family. When the sun set and the night crept over the village, Amara would sneak out of her family's compound and disappear into the shadows. She would make her way to the nearby city, Amobi, where she became someone else entirely. Under the cover of darkness, she transformed into Chioma, a woman known in the city's darkest corner, where men went looking for pleasure. Chioma, the name she used at night, was not the humble and quiet Amara from the village. She was bold, daring, and known by many of the city's wealthiest men. Amara had started this double life out of desperation. Her family, though respected, was struggling. Her father had fallen into debt after a failed business, and her mother's small trading business wouldn't sustain them. Amara had tried to find work, but no one would hire her because they believed her to be too young and fragile for hard labor. So she turned to the one thing she could control: her beauty. At night in Amobi, she would walk the streets in fine dresses she would never wear during the day. She visited the wealthiest part of the city, where rich merchants, traders, and politicians sought her company. They gave her money, more than she could ever have imagined, enough to help her family survive, but no one would know, especially not her father. If anyone found out, her family's honor would be destroyed, and her father would never recover from the shame. Despite her secret life, Amara longed for a way out. She hated what she had become, hated the lies she had to tell. But each time she thought of quitting, the thought of her family's suffering kept pulling her back. Just one more night, she would tell herself, but the night kept coming. One evening, after a long day of helping her mother sell yam at the market, Amara prepared for her usual night journey. She wore a plain wrapper as she left the house, blending into the quiet darkness of the village. But as soon as she reached the city's gate, she changed into a flowing, glittering gown that shimmered under the street lights. This night, however, was different. As she walked through the streets, a familiar voice called out her name. Not Choma, but Amara. Her heart stopped. Turning slowly, she saw a man she never expected to see there. Ikenna, the son of one of her father's closest friends. He had recognized her. He looked at her with wide eyes, his face filled with shock and confusion. Amara, what are you doing here, and in these clothes? Ikenna asked, his voice trembling. Amara could feel her chest tighten. She had never been so terrified. What was she going to do? What would she possibly tell him that would make him understand why she was living this double life? Before she could speak, Ikenna stepped closer, his voice softer now. You don't belong here, Amara. What happened to the good girl everyone knows? Her secret was out, but the night was far from over. Amara stood frozen, her mind racing, The weight of Ikenna's words crushed her heart. She had worked so hard to keep this side of her life hidden, and now, in one moment, it was all falling apart. She could see the confusion in Ikenna's eyes, the disappointment, and she knew that it would not be long before the entire village heard about her secrets. With trembling arms, Amara pulled her shawl tighter around her shoulders and whispered, "Ikenna, you don't understand." "Then help me understand, Amara," Ikenna said, stepping closer. "Why would you do this? You don't belong here." Tears welled up in her eyes. She had no choice but to tell the truth. "I do this for my family," she confessed. "My father's debt. My mother. We are struggling, Ikenna. I've tried everything, but nothing worked. This is the only way to survive. If my father knew, he would never forgive me." Ikenna's expression softened. "But Amara, there are other ways. You didn't have to carry this burden alone. We could have helped you." Amara shook her head, the tears now streaming down her face. "I didn't want to shame my family. I thought I would handle it, just for a little while, but it's too late now." "No, it's not," Ikenna said firmly. "It's never too late to change. You are better than this. You've always been kind, strong, and good. You don't need to live like this." Amara wiped her tears, but deep down, she still felt trapped. Could she really leave this life behind? What would happen if her family found out? The shame would be unbearable. "Ikenna," she whispered, "I don't know how to stop. I am scared." Ikenna looked at her with compassion. "I will help you, Amara, but you have to make the choice. You don't need to be Choma anymore. You are Amara, the girl everyone in Umuezi admired. The one your parents raised with love and care. You can still fix this." Amara looked up at the stars shining in the night sky, their lights piercing the darkness. She realized that the life she had chosen wasn't just hurting her, it was destroying who she truly was. She didn't want to be Choma anymore. She wanted to be the Amara her family knew and loved, the good girl who worked hard, the girl who believed in doing the right thing. Taking a deep breath, Amara nodded. I want to change, Ikenna, but I don't know where to start." "We'll start by leaving this place," Ikenna said, offering his hand. "You are not alone anymore." Amara took his hand, and together they walked away from the city's dark corners. She knew the journey ahead would not be easy. Her family would eventually find out, and there would be consequences. But for the first time in a long while, she felt hope. She knew that no matter how far she had fallen, there was still a way back. Days later, Amara confessed everything to her parents. Her father, Ezewonke, was heartbroken, but he understood the pressure she had felt. Her mother cried, but in the end, they forgave her. Amara had vowed to work with Ikenna and others in the village to help her family in a way that did not involve hiding in the shadows. No matter how far you are astray, it's never too late to turn back and make things right. The choice we make may lead us down path, but with courage and support of those who love us, we can always find our way back to the light. Secrets may protect us for a time, but they can never replace honesty and integrity. True strength lies not in hiding from our problems, but in facing them head on.